Hi folks, welcome back. I'm here to provide instruction on how to use the discussion boards within Blackboard. Here's your home page. You should be familiar with this. We go down to discussions, and as it comes up, you notice here, you might see the creative form right here. Well, that may not be there for you as a student, so I just want to let you know. Okay, down to the first discussion. You'll notice here that the discussion has different parts to it, different information. It has title, the discussion form, name. This is sort of a brief explanation, and then as you can see down here, it gives you some further information in terms of how this should be done, formatting, anything of that nature. And I want you to see that you'll see this piece. Okay, you're going to see this piece again when we get to the actual board. It's the discussion piece. So I'm going to click on the form name. Here's your form name. You see, I've done one earlier, but I want to start from scratch. So I'm going to do create a thread. And in here, like I said, you're going to see everything that we had there before, so I didn't want to go over it. But here now is verbiage in terms of how to do it. Best practices is to use like Microsoft Word or word processing type program, so that you can number one, save it, and number two, that you'd be able to do a copy paste. Never know when you time out of Blackboard and then you've lost your information there, especially if you haven't done a save your draft, and I'll show you how to do that. But you want to do a copy paste, we'll show you how to do that. If you decide to do within Blackboard, I will also illustrate some tools that are within there to allow you to do your formatting, font size and style and all this type of nature. And then finally, oops, sorry about that. Remember, you will want to return to the discussion board to see who's responded to yours, if there's any questions from them, or if there's any further comments you even want to make on your own. As well then is to go look at other students' initial posts and provide insight, comment to them. As you progress into your courses, there will be instructions on how much information, if you're supposed to have so many sources, when you write. Some even have had in the past, for me, how many words that you had, a minimum amount of words that you had to write. But here I just want you to get used to it and practice using it. And also notice here the type of format for citing your sources. I indicate here we're going to use APA, and I want to make sure you remember what that is. And if you have to, go over to either the Resource for Success, which that's going to provide you links to learn APA, and that's really important that you want to make sure you cite your sources because you don't want to be caught in plagiarism. All right, let me go scroll down. So here is the meat of creating a initial posting and or response. Subject line, some people, some courses have name in there already pre-populated. I would sit there and just change it. So here we go. We go Marnie, and I go practice. Cool. There we go. And you can't change like font style or size there. That's sort of already set based on Blackboard's style that has been set for this course. Now quickly, let me go ahead and scroll in. Okay. Yeah, all right. Let me get this thing over. Sorry about this. There we go. Here we go. Here you can do your bolding. You can italicize if you want to underline a word, if you want to strike it out. Normally, or sometimes you might see this just say format, but here your normal setting will be paragraph formatting, like if you were in Microsoft Word. If you don't do a copy paste into the program, you want to select your font style. Notice there's various selections. Instructor might say Times New Roman, which is the normal set of font style used in your writings when you turn them in. And today we'll just have some fun. I'll go comic. Then here you can actually set your font size. Bigger, 12 is pretty small when you see here and look at it. 14 or 18 might be even better for being able to view it, depending upon how much you've zoomed in on your Intel page. So I'll just go 18 because that's what I normally like to do. If you want to add bullets, you can using the bullets capabilities, as well as if you're going to do alpha or Greek or Roman numeral. If you want to highlight any of your, or this is your font colors, you can change your colors every other word if you want to. And you can actually also highlight anything you've written, just like as if you were in Microsoft Word. Now, this allows you to actually erase what you've done. Easier, faster way of doing. If you want to see what it looks like before you actually hit submit, this is your preview button. Now, these buttons, at least for the Mac computer, don't really function that well for me, so I ended up using the key strokes, using the command key, and then C for copy, V for paste. Those work well for me. If you want to back up, no, I didn't want to do that. The undo button that you find in Microsoft Word, that's there. Your alignments, so left, center, right side, or justified, full. You can do indentations, which I think is pretty good. Subscript or subscribed, these are definitely helpful. Say you are using endnotes and you add that number 2 there. If you are going to want to provide a link into your discussion, you can do this, and we'll see when we start typing. These I don't use that much. If you want to divide, adding a line in between maybe comments for some reason, maybe you've added your comments and then maybe you're going to add a video down at the bottom. That's a good way to separate it. And the most important, you want to sit there and do a spell check. And hopefully you have it in US English. Now on this bottom row are some kind of really fun things to use. If it's capable as set up in yours, you might see for a webcam. If you want to attach a file in the actual post itself, not just as an attachment on the side. If you want to add an image. If you want to embed some media. Actually, the best way to embed media is using the mashups. And in here you can embed a photo, get all of the credits in terms of the citing of the information will be provided right there for you. Maybe you found a slideshow and you want to actually use that and put that in your discussion post. Google Docs, maybe that's where you have something that you want to add inside your post itself. That's the best way to do that. And then YouTube videos. You'll be able to sit there and just look up just about anything. Got to be patient with it. You might have to practice with it in terms of making sure you know what you're looking for, the type of keywords that you want to use when you do your search. But again, here, just like I said for the Flickr and for the slide presentation, those 3 especially, you're going to want to make sure you provide the information provided and the URL. Quotations, you can actually that's easier to use it on your keyboard, and if you need to, you can actually add some emotions. If you're really interested in controlling your text and size in terms of width of how much you type in there, you could use the adding a table. It's kind of like using Excel spreadsheet. You can decide how wide it'll be, add rows to it, and it really kind of helps in terms of the look and feel, but in your cases, you probably won't be using that. So let me go ahead and start typing. This is a practice on how to use this, discussion boards. There we go. Okay. I want to change practice to a different color. Oh yeah, you can even look at, I can get real creative in what I want. I might have to scroll down here and go, yeah, we can apply that. And how about, remember, we can bold, we can italicize it, I can underline it. Okay. Now, say I want to add other ways to be able to, remember VoiceThread? Oh, we got the videos there, so we won't do that. Okay, let me see if I can find, under mashups, a video on using, oops, let me bring this down here, on using, let's see, how to use, oops, can't spell. Okay, it's in English, that's what I want. Okay, let me scroll down, how to use a discussion, say that's just what we want to use. I'm going to select it. Let me scroll down here. Name I'm going to leave. Gives me this information, who actually created it, when it was created. Here's the URL. But I want to go down here. I'm going to make sure thumbnails is actually the best way to do it. If you do an embedded video, it can be rather large in your posting itself. Now here, remember I told you want to make sure you obtain this information. So I want the URL. I want the YouTube information. So let me bring this up. Once you've selected it, you can preview, but let's just go ahead and submit. And there it is. Puts it all in there. Now one little hint I will show you is I'm going to do a command copy, which is C, because Macintosh or the Macs asks that you do that instead. I'm going to go here and I'm going to change the name. Then I can do that. Now, remember I told you how you can add a table or a row? So let me bring this down. Columns. I want one column. And, oops. Oh, I see what's going on here. What are we going? Okay, so let me go here. Tab over. Oh, that's why. Okay, here we go. And I don't want a border, so sometimes it might show up with a 1 in there, but I don't want a border. So I will do a shift tab, go over, and let me move up here a little bit real quick. Okay, now I can read this over. Width is usually the one piece that I will change. The height will change on its own as I type information in there. So I'm going to go 900 pixels wide. All right. And let me bring this back up again. Scroll over. And then I'm going to hit insert. So as you can see here, I have a border that shows me that there's information there. So here I might say the video enhances my discussion post. Remember, this is interactive. We want you to be interactive. We want you to pull things, bring things in like this to help be interactive in your posting. All right. So I've done that. Now I might do this. Let me go to my blog. How's that for a winner? Okay, I've got a blog, so we'll go here. Marnie's blog. Okay. And since I already have it up here, I click on there. I'm going to do view. And you'll notice here I can get my URL. Once again, I'll use command copy. That's the easiest way to do it. All right, let me bring this back up. And I'm going to go back to Blackboard. So here I go. I want to, oops, there we go. I want to highlight. And I want to link it. Remember I told you the links? Just think of it as a chain link fence. Here's one link to that chain link fence. All right, let me scroll down my link. I'm going to do paste it in there. And here I want to make sure it opens into another blank window or tab. This way it's easier to view. You don't get mixed up in what you're trying to do. So let me slide over and I want to hit insert. And you'll notice my link is there. How do I know? Because I have the broken and the linked. If I want to break that now and remove it, I can actually break it. But that's another way to provide that interactive. Maybe you found something. Maybe you're just trying to indicate, oh, this information, and this is what it really means. Now, anything that you like add, like for here, if I'm going to do this video, I want to make sure I grab the name. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to go down here and I'm going to go references. Oops. Okay. I'm going to put the guy's name in there because that's the username. And I want to make sure I do this right. So here I'm going to put in parentheses the date. Right now it looks like 2011, so we just put the year. So 2011, oops, 11, there we go. I'm going to put a period. All right, I'm just trying to do two things at once, and my cable is getting in the way. This is what happens when you try to multitask. And trust me, you'll get to that. All right, so I have that in there. Oh, I know what I need to do first. I want to go here, and I'm going to go parentheses. I'm going to go producer, because he's the guy that produced it. Okay, all right. Yep. I'm checking this. See, I'm using a book that helps me make sure I check this right. Sorry about that. I know that was probably kind of loud. So here I want to put the name in, and I'm going to do a copy again. Come on down here. I want to paste. Notice the font's kind of big, so I'm going to go up to the top, and I'm going to actually designate its font style. It's a 12. That's pretty decent. Let's put it in comic because that's kind of what I want to do. All right. Oh, oops. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to do that to you. Arial. Oh, we can take the... There we go. All right. So here, if you don't remember, you should go look and see why I am doing this when it comes to typing my... Okay, period. Cool. All right, we got that done. And then I'm going to have to put in here a statement that goes like this. Bam. Video podcast. All right, period. Now I'm going to go retrieve from... Remember I have that URL? Comes in handy. Paste. Let's scroll this over. All right. What? Oh, there we go. That's what I want. Looking for. Okay. So there's a reference for you. Doesn't look like it's all in the right same format or the same, same font. So let me see if I can do that real quick. That way we can finish up here real quick. I'm going to go times. We'll just change that. And I will go 12. So hopefully everything, there we go. Everything went into the same. So that being done, there you see how it works. And I just want to show you how this all works. And like I told you, you could do a save as draft. So I saved it as draft, and now let me go ahead and back out of this a little bit. Oops. Let's back out. Wow, there we go. One is published, one is a draft. I will go back into my draft. You can click on the names. It comes up. It indicates it's still a draft. Now I notice I kind of zoomed out so that you can see how it would look. So for here, say I want to submit this, What I need to do is come down to the bottom. I'm going to hit edit, and I'm just going to leave it as is since for time's sake. I'm going to go ahead and submit. There it is. All right. Now I'll go down to the bottom and click OK. So there you have it. That's how you create a discussion post using the threads. You know how to change your font style, your font size. You know how to make sure there's paragraph. You know how to do bolding, italicized. You can link a web URL into your discussion. You can actually import images, or you can even import a video. I think you're ready. So go ahead, if you haven't done already, come on into this discussion and explain why you chose online learning instead of a traditional classroom.